What's up, YouTube? I just like this shit touched me. I ain't even gonna lie. This Quando Rondo situation. So essentially, Quando Rondo is saying that um he's not a 60 Crip no more. He don't want to be a part of 60's. He don't want to be a part of neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people feel some type of way about this because in gang culture, you're not supposed to leave. Like you're expected to pledge your loyalty for a lifetime. Like this is not something that's over and done with just because you feel like it, or over and done with just because something doesn't go the way you anticipated going. It's over and done with just because you lose somebody that you close to, you lose your brother. It's over and done with just because you done got betrayed or you done got put in a situation that somebody tried to kill you that's from your hood or from your set or from your gang clique or affiliation. It's not over and done with because of that. Huh? You not leaving just because you listen. You can be set up to be killed and still be expected to pledge loyalty to a particular gang hood set. So Quando Rondo essentially said that he's no longer a rolling 60's Crip. Now, Brick Baby went on an interview on No Jumper, got to saying how he doesn't rock with Quando Rondo. Quando Rondo doesn't come to the hood. He doesn't feed the hood. He doesn't do this, that, and the third. And he's rocking with Lil Durk. Lil Durk right now is Quando Rondo's biggest op. He's everybody's favorite rapper. Hell, he's one of my favorite rappers right now. He's top 5. Quando Rondo's not safe anywhere he goes. There's black disciples everywhere. There's people willing to collect a bag for doing something to him everywhere. He comes to California, he has to check in. He checks in, does things properly, and yet somebody still dies that he's close to. And then he says that nothing happened in return, as in nobody slid for Quando. Nobody put their life on the line for Quando. Nobody said, hey, Quando, you want to get some get back? No, nobody. And obviously, I would think or assume that he had to be on that type of time if he's expecting somebody else to do it for him. It hurts me, man, because I'm seeing these young dudes, you know, you join the gang, you pledge your loyalty, you pledge your life to them. And in return, I mean, you get nothing. Big U told Quando when the Dirk thing first happened or the Von thing first happened that we don't got nothing to do with that. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And he was going through it then. But I guess Quando and Big U get on the phone and they get it squashed. They get everything understood. And now all of a sudden, you know, him and Quando doing interviews, they kicking it. So I'm sure Quando came back and donated to the hood. That's what go on. And now when you come to the hood, you got to check in. You check in. Now, you check in. That comes with things. That comes with protection. That comes with helping you move properly. That comes with, you know, them your homies. You rolling 60's Crip. You big neighborhood. Them your homies. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. It's coming from a Texas nigga, man. Cali niggas do not respect your gangbanging. If you not from Cali, the overwhelming majority of niggas in Cali do not respect your gangbanging. Bro, you from Savannah, Georgia. You think these city slickers in the living in Palm Beach, living under the palm trees, living in Southern California, living in Northern California, living in Inland Empire, you think they respect you? Bro, you from the country. I'm sure they recognize that it's gangbangers everywhere, but Cali niggas in general don't respect the history, they don't respect what you're doing, and they don't think you respect the culture. Most people who are in a gang have never been to the motherland. They've never been to Cali. How you gangbang and you ain't never been to Cali? You ain't never walked on the soil to where you say you from. You ain't never been to Piru Street, you a Piru. You ain't never been to Nicholson Gardens, you a bounty hunter. You ain't never been to Crenshaw and Slauson, but you a 60. That's how they think. I done been there. I done talked to them. This is how they think, man. You got to check in. You got to clock in. You got to put in your hours. You got to log some hours. This is how they think. So now you come here ready to enjoy yourself. You probably done put in all this work in the name of neighborhood Crip back home. You come there to enjoy yourself, and them niggas looking at you like you got an obligation, especially if you flying a flag. Man, listen, it's so messed up because, see, in Texas, there was a war, right? I was talking to OG Percy, and he was breaking down the Five Deuce Hoover Crip gang versus the Five Deuce Hoover gangster Crips in Houston, right? So in Cali, most Hoovers are Hoover criminal Crips. Well, they not Hoover criminal Crips, they Hoover criminals. Drop the C. The Five Deuce Hoover gangster Crips, the only ones who kept the C. In Texas, when that stuff hit your city, the person who put it down might have got locked up, moved out, anything, died, killed. No guidance, no leadership. Now you just down and learning as you go and as you grow. When things happen in Cali, this is 10 years removed from the time that it was brought to you. 10 years later, somebody at some California jail is killed, and now there's a war with this Crip set and this Crip set. But you grew up with people who just happen to fall under Grape, who just happen to fall under Hoover, who just happen to fall under the 60s. But y'all all Crips, y'all all cool. But now a war broke out that you don't even know about. 20 years later, you catch wind of it and they say anybody who associating with them ain't this. You go out there, you have no idea, no recollection, no real ties anymore with the land, even though there was somebody real solidified who brought that down there. Man, come on, man. Look, watch this. So this is what OG Percy was talking about with the Five Deuce Hoover Crips and the gangster Crips and the Crip gang, right? HGC, ACG. It was like, man, when it was brought, they didn't really have no leadership, so they wasn't taught the politics of the 60s versus the H-Tray gangster beef. So when that beef occurred, obviously the Hoovers adopted the term gangster, and so now they Hoover gangster Crips, and the gangster is before the Crip, because now, you know, Crips is beef. We still Crips, but you see what I'm saying? So the way they got it in DFW or whatever was the original way of how it went. Assumedly, when it came to Houston, it was a little more refined. They were still a little more tapped in. So the political differences are like, man, now you ain't banging right, you not banging right, and we fighting. We all the way in Texas fighting over something that ain't, man, look, half of y'all ain't been to Hoover Street. Half the Hoovers, and Hoover's the biggest set in Texas. Half of y'all ain't been. Can't tell me y'all been. Most of y'all, if y'all do go to Cali, you going to the Marathon store, you going to Crenshaw and Slauson, you going to 60's, you in Crenshaw District because you a tourist and you trying to visit Nipsey Hussle's mural. You trying to pay respect. You don't even know the politics. You don't even know who was in 60's ain't even getting along. You just over there. Understand me? And so when I see, I'm just weighing in on this, but when I see Quando Rondo drop his flag, it gets me because it's like, man, like as a man, you see people like, okay, Brick Baby, right? I don't got nothing against Brick. I ain't had the opportunity or pleasure to meet him. He seemed like a great guy, a real nigga, solid, you know, and he was saying some real stuff, right? Hold on. I'm about to drop this link just in case somebody want to chime in on the discussion. But Brick Baby seems like, you know, he seemed like a real one of them real cats, you know. And he's saying this, you know, he's a reputable from 60s. Obviously, he's a reputable, right? He can't just he the only one calling out cowboy, and ain't nobody telling him to shut up. Ain't nobody did him none. So He's a reputable saying this. I talked to Cowboy too. Let me throw this in there. Before Cowboy testified or whatever the case may be, in the Eric Holder case, I went to California, talked to him, literally. Can't make this up. And we asked him about that, like, how y'all feel about, people from out of town claiming 60s? He was like, just when you come down here, you 60s, your family, but that beef, where you at, that's your beef. And then he also said, we really want them to claim their own street. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to be 60th to be a neighborhood Crip. You just have to be a neighborhood Crip. Pause. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds, man. I'm going in. My house right now. I'm gonna call you right back. All right. When you got the hose. But nah, for real though. Cowboy told me this out his mouth. So Brick Baby saying they rock with Dirk. Dirk might be taking better care of him, showing him more industry love. I'm just saying. Like, this was going on. So now Quando like, man, I want to drop my flag. Or I ain't this and I ain't telling nobody, I'm not checking in. Like, to be honest with you, Quando, if you really wanted to drop your flag, you shouldn't have said nothing to nobody. You don't owe nobody no explanation. You don't. You're a public figure, so you giving one overstood, but you don't owe nobody no explanation, P. Man, you don't owe them niggas no, man, just go do your thing. To be real, somebody said that on my bed. Probably was. Look, to be real, nobody would have even cared if Quando ain't say nothing. Like, he just, you from Savannah, Georgia. We don't expect. Now, if you come from Cali and somebody see you, you a known face. You one of the most famous people in the world. They gonna automatically assume you with this. And now you got enemies. You got now the people who was already your enemies from your set can say they're your enemies because you done put that jacket on yourself. Other gangs in California not gonna respect it. The only person that's gonna have to respect that shit at the end of the day is you. You ain't doing nothing but alienating people by expressing that you leaving. If you leaving, leave. Like, why are you like that? That's like, but that gang stuff runs so deep because, like I say, Quando, he probably done did things in the name of neighborhood Crip. So I done did things. I'm that. This is what I am. This is what I know. This is how I came in the game. This is since young, 12 years old, putting on in juvie. Man, Quando really, man, he had one of those lives. But that's the reality of it. California Bloods and Crips do not respect out-of-town Bloods and Crips, especially from the South. This true in New York. This true everywhere. Unless you just pay super homage, and that means they respecting you. But in general, they not respecting y'all. Like, man, when California niggas came out here to Texas and other states, man, most of them came to sell dope. They was coming to lay down their game. The only reason they were even allowed to is because you got to think, right? You got to think. So when the war on drugs began, it didn't begin with Joe Biden. It didn't begin with Bill Clinton. It began with Ronald Reagan. So when Reaganomics hit and the war on drugs hit, a lot of the older cats in your hood, wherever you from, got locked up. They was already gangster. Being a gangster was not invented in California. Like, the gangster mentality, watch this. The gangster mentality wasn't invented in California. It was invented in poverty. I'm going to say it again. The gangster mentality was not invented in California. It was invented in poverty. Tukey Williams is from Shreveport, Louisiana. King Babalu, original Paru Street Boys member, he was born in Houston. He from the South, for real. Most California niggas got family in the South because they only got out there through the Great Migration anyway. So I say that to say this. When your grandpas and whatnot got locked up, did that little fed time, that's when them gangbangers came out here. Crackhead. Boom. They got it for the lotion. And it's selling. Jumping out the bando. What? And you a fan because you looking at NWA. Yeah, you watching Eazy-E. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, huh? These not just rappers or artists or CEOs or label mates. These is individuals, characters being built, right? Personas. Y'all remember when Ice Cube he throwing up? I don't know what he was throwing up. 3-point crown, C walking on stage, or whoever he was with, big flag hanging, colors on TV. Man, look, listen. The media push that. You a fan of this? You ain't even understanding. They come in, they talking that language. That they talking that language. They dripping on you with they own slang, and it's cool, right? It's cool. You want to be a part of that. You think they say, okay, we're gonna let you help us sell this work. You gotta get down, and with our hood, you gotta align yourself. You can't work with the ops or anybody else. You gotta align yourself with us. You gotta be from Hoover. But I ain't never been there. That don't even make sense. You gotta be woo. You gotta be Fadoos, huh? That like I ain't never even been on the street. That don't make sense. That's why, you know, you gotta respect. Like I can't speak on California politics and laws and rules and regulations, but I'm gonna speak on Texas real quick. That's why you gotta respect, you know, people like Truman Street, Norris Street. You know what I'm saying? I can get into it, but I don't. You know, I'm doing this more so from an educational perspective, not from a gang politic perspective. But you have to respect those who have original sets based from where they stay, because can't nobody challenge your jurisdiction. You wouldn't even if it's where you from, where you grew up at, where your grandma stayed, you couldn't give that up because it's family. What you mean you're giving up family? You're giving up heritage. You're giving up where you're from. You know what I'm saying? Like JStone saying, man, you got to come back and get put off. Like they just want to beat your ass for free and call it a day. Literally, that's what they want to do with Quando. They want to beat his ass and let him go. Beat him till he almost died. Beat him till he died and let him go. And that's the right way to do it. He's still gonna be disgraced. He's gonna get what they call a dishonorable discharge in the military. And except now you got a black eye. And you can walk around and nobody else probably gonna do anything else to you if you survive because you did it the right way. You handled your business. If he was Crip Mac, that's probably what he would have did. Crip Mac used to claim Hoover and came to, or rolling 60 and came to Cali and was 50 from 55th or however it went. You know, they found out that he was claiming this, even though he was young. You know, he was just repping. Really, he wasn't no gangbanger. He was repping. He was trying to be. He was campaigning. He got violated for that. Got beat up. He already lost a tooth for the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's rules and regulations. And at the end of the day, Quando Rondo signed up for what he signed up for. And that's what come with it. So he got to expect hate, vitriol. But I'm gonna put it to you like this here. As far as I'm concerned, Quando, man, fuck that shit, bro. Like, live your life and live it to the fullest. Quit answering to people. Quit feeling like you owe people an answer. Like, you a young boy, bro. Like, you going against the world. You're going against the grain. That's what you're doing. Man, in Houston, it's a song by Lil Kiki and Zero. They say, smoking on that kush, smoking on that purple. Niggas talking down, I only fuck with my circle. Only my crew. That's what it do. What's up, screw you? I still love you. You know what I'm saying? It's the young dumb, might be Ryan Trophy truck. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, you don't owe nobody no explanation. Like, the number one rule you should learn when you join the gang from the offset is you don't know nobody, no explanation about nothing you do, and you a man first. And if as a man you feel like this is what you got to do and this where you at with it, then like why is you speaking to the people? Like I feel like Quando, he still need validation. He's still a kid at heart. You know, you know. I know this. A message like this supposed to come from a reputable gang member, not no blogger. However it is, but so people probably ain't even interested in this right here coming from me. But at the end of the day, Quando a black man, and like if you're part of an organization that only promises jail or death, you're a rich rapper. You not sliding, you not slanging iron, you not slanging dope. Lil Tim might be, you know what I'm saying, but you ain't even on that type time, P. Like, come on, bro. My thing is, I guess I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this in the, I just in defense of the Cali niggas, like don't be repping that stuff when it's cool, and then when stuff stop going your way, now questioning. Come on, bro. Big you been gave you a pass to get out. And you stayed down. You tried to be real. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to. I just feel like Quando should have kept that comment to himself. That's my honest opinion. Like Quando, do what you do. More power to you. I believe in it. I love it. But keep that to yourself. You ain't gotta get on the internet and nigga, hey, I'm leaving the gang. I don't want to be a part of y'all no more. Okay, all right, get your woo and go work your job. Nigga, go get a job, bro. Like people will respect it. People will respect it if they see you doing positive things. But you talking about you leaving and you just leaving because you, I don't know. It's very, even for me, it's conflicting because it's not real nigga shit. But what is real nigga shit is putting yourself first, putting your family first, and doing the best for you. What y'all think, man? Y'all think Quando should leave? Let me know something in the comments, man.